Salam sejahtera, Anda bersama saya Reza Zulkafli dan ini Niaga AWANI. Kita mulakan dengan perkembangan berkenaan dengan minyak sawit. Sehingga 2017 terdapat kira-kira ataupun lebih 538,000 orang bekerja dalam industri sawit di Malaysia. Kini nasib mereka menjadi pertaruhan apabila Kesatuan Eropah pada 2017 meluluskan undang-undang untuk mengharamkan penggunaan minyak sawit untuk biodiesel menjelang 2030. Menurut laporan The Economist, minyak sawit menyumbang kepada 5% daripada KDNK dan separuh daripada output sektor pertanian di Malaysia. Jadi bagaimanakah masa depan industri minyak sawit Malaysia yang menyumbang sejumlah besar kepada ekonomi negara? Luqman Haris melaporkan dari Persidangan Meja Bulat Minyak Sawit Mampan RSPO ke-17 dari Bangkok, Thailand.
Tak hairan lagi mengapa industri minyak sawit ini satu topik yang begitu hangat diperdebatkan sejak beberapa tahun lepas, terutamanya selepas boikot oleh Kesatuan Eropah terhadap minyak sawit yang dihasilkan di negara-negara Asia Tenggara seperti Malaysia. Industri ini menggaji begitu ramai pekerja di negara kita dan ekonomi negara telah begitu bergantung kepada sektor minyak sawit Malaysia. Ramai yang menganggap bahawa jatuhnya industri minyak sawit Malaysia bermakna terencatnya ekonomi negara. Jadi saya di sini untuk cuba meneliti dan melihat apa strategi, apa perbincangan dalam kalangan pemain-pemain minyak sawit di seluruh dunia termasuk di Malaysia untuk bergerak ke hadapan, untuk meyakinkan dunia dan juga Eropah bahawa minyak sawit yang dihasilkan di Malaysia adalah sihat, mampan dan tidak menjejaskan alam sekitar. Banyak yang diperkatakan di sini, bukan itu sahaja, sama ada boikot itu munasabah ataupun tidak sentiasa menjadi perdebatan. Tapi kita perlu juga fikir penanam pekebun kecil, smallholders. Bagaimana kita seimbangkan penghasilan minyak sawit secara mampan dengan kebajikan ekonomi mereka? Dan adakah betul jika minyak sawit itu dihasilkan dengan lebih mampan, ianya lebih mahal, lebih susah untuk pekebun-pekebun kecil untuk menanamnya dan lebih mahal untuk pengguna seperti kita? Saya bercakap dengan salah seorang pemain industri minyak sawit yang terkemuka, Profesor Dr. Asad Atta. Beliau adalah Director Pengarah Center for Sustainable Smallholders dan juga Malaysian Institute of Supply Chain Innovation, dan ini intipati perbualan kami.
In all palm producing countries like Malaysia, where are we in terms of cultivating 100% sustainable palm oil?
Okay, that's a tricky question. 100% sustainable, if there's any country doing it, I'm not aware. But in terms of the effort that we are doing, in terms of the effort that our project is doing, first of all, we have been able to map the supply chain. We have been able to trace the farmers, the collection centers, the mills it's coming from. So now we have some basic as-is data to start from. Secondly, and most importantly, what we realize, acknowledge, and try to convey to our sponsors is that as long as there is a business case for the small farmers, only then they will continue to stay on board. Only then this whole sustainability thing will make sense. So there has to be a business case, and what I mean by business case is how does it help the individual small farmer and living in Johor with 2 or 2.5 hectares of land improve their yield or connect to the market or get a better price for the overall output they have and try to do things differently. So with these objectives in mind, we have started facilitating them to be MSPO and eventually RSPO certified. Those farmers who are very active with us, we have begun a livelihood improvement program. What we mean by livelihood improvement is the yields are more intense. I mean, so from 15-20 hectares, we are hoping the yield goes to 25 to 30 metric tons per hectare per year. So this has to come together as a package. So unless countries and governments and programs don't look at the overall picture where it eventually benefits the people who are very top upstream, like the small farmers, it's not going to go very far.
But is it a zero-sum game? Because farmers seem to think that by making their production sustainable, it somehow eats away at their profitability. Is that the case?
I mean, so in terms of the supply chain, you can look at 1 or 2 silos, but here we're talking about overall end-to-end, and it is complex. It is not simple, and people try to make it look like a very simple thing to do. So you are right, but at the end of the day, the downstream players, the retailers, the multinational corporations, everyone has to play a role, and the burden cannot be just transferred to upstream to the farmers to do the right thing. And eventually the benefits that come also has to be redistributed. Today the value that is created in the name of sustainability doesn't go back to the farmers. So unless they try to see that what they are doing matters to the end consumers, and the rewards or the value or the returns I get are also coming back to them, there's a more equitable distribution. It is difficult to keep talking about sustainability and do something meaningful about it. So the short answer to your long question is everyone has to play a part. And today it's not an equitable distribution in the supply chain, and we have to work in a way that even the upstream farmers benefit and get to see where the good things, the good practices are going, eventually how they get transferred to the end.
We've heard a few times mentioned in the speeches given just now earlier that sustainable palm oil is more expensive to produce and thus may be more expensive for consumers. Is that true?
Okay, so what they talked about is that the consumers are demanding sustainability, but they are not willing to put the extra bucks that takes to buy sustainability, so to say. So there is obviously an investment in sustainability that everyone needs to make to do the things right. What was the focal point of the presentation out there was downstream, the brands also have to make sustainability a brand. Today we have brands, or today we have the message does not contain palm oil or zero palm oil. While that is being spoken about, we also need to more actively brand that contains sustainable palm oil. So, and with that, the consumers should be looking forward to buy or to put an extra penny to get these sustainable products. So that effort on marketing sustainability, on showcasing and having transparency to show that the extra money you're giving, it actually is going back up the supply chain, right, to the small farmers who are living at mere subsistence level, and we are stressing them out by having this extra thing that they need to do from their usual ways. So it has to move across. Money has to move across from the downstream all the way to upstream. The value that is created also has to be moved across, and then they need to see how it benefits them individually.
Why do they not see it? And how do we get that money that you talked about? How do we get that money to move across more smoothly so that it can be felt down to the lowest levels?
Supply chains are complex, and especially in commodities like palm oil, where you cannot distinguish a product just by the quality of the product, whether it is wine or it's palm oil, sustainably produced or unsustainably. It is the same product. So unless the supply chains become a part of the product itself, and then there is traceability, there is transparency, the visibility is not there. And customers also have to learn, we have to educate the customer that they should care about demanding that visibility from the downstream players they buy from, because only then they will be able to see that the collateral could be in the name of sustainability. The small farmers upstream could be finished off. Companies may choose not to buy from the small farmers and go to the bigger names who can give them more sustainable product, but that itself will not be the right thing to do. So unless you, as I say, supply chains are complex, and especially for a product like commodity product like oil palm. So more effort has to be done. Players have to play a role. The consumers have to be educated. The upstream farmers have to see that they belong and they are contributing. Their value created is being passed down the stream. So it's a multi-step, multi-stakeholder process. Companies have to understand it's not simple. They have to embrace it, and we have to work towards it.
It is a very complex supply chain with multiple layers. A lot of work needs to be done still, but are we at least on the right track? Do you see the EU one day accepting palm oil again, especially produced in Southeast Asia and countries like Malaysia? Is there light at the end of the tunnel?
I mean, Malaysia is on a certification drive. Right now, MSPO has been mandated. This is an RSPO conference. RSPO is another brand, okay, that the whole world knows better outside in Europe and all. So by acknowledging the fact that we cannot talk about our farmers while they're invisible through these. At the end of the day, but certification cannot be for the sake of certification itself. Certification alone will not bring sustainability. So we have to also do something basic, commonsensical that make us feel that we are doing right. Okay, it cannot be a process where it's check, 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 check. So if by certification we are just trying to get some numbers and not go further than that, then it really doesn't help the farmers and they will themselves not feel connected with it. But if along with that there is some kind of a livelihood improvement tied with it, then we can retain our farmers. Year after year they will be willing and looking forward to being classified as sustainable farmers. So the whole idea of certification and sustainability has to be looked into the holistic picture. So it's the right thing to do to demand certification, to have the farmers and the product certified. But again, there has to be a bigger picture because certification cannot be for the sake of certification itself.
Itu antara intipatinya, seperti yang saya cakap, begitu ramai pemain minyak sawit dari serata dunia yang ada di sini selama 2 hari di Bangkok, Thailand. Mereka dari kalangan syarikat penghasil makanan, dari NGO, dari RSPO, Persidangan Meja Bulat untuk penghasilan minyak sawit mampan, Sustainable Palm Oil, dan juga pekebun-pekebun kecil yang datang daripada Johor, dari Batu Pahat, dari beberapa negeri di Malaysia. Mereka semua berkumpul di sini kerana ramai antara mereka yang anggap bahawa masa depan minyak sawit negara berada di tangan mereka dan apa yang mereka lakukan bermula di sini. Dan saya akan bawakan perkembangan dari Bangkok, Thailand dengan segala perbincangan mengenai isu sektor minyak sawit di negara kita dan juga di Asia Tenggara dalam hari-hari yang akan datang dan juga di buletin Awani selepas ini dan juga astroawani.com. Sekian sahaja laporan saya setakat ini dari Bangkok, Thailand untuk Astro Awani.
Dan kita akan berehat seketika, kembali selepas ini.